social media has given us this promote, advertise mentality, and we're always looking for what we can get. And I think at me as a consumer, I can feel that versus the people who actually give me value in the things that they're doing, and they're not always selling to me. I'm much more willing to go and buy from them than someone who is constantly just being in, kind of that artist state that we were talking about before. I only do my music videos, or I'm only promoting when I'm selling my albums, versus an artist like you, with Where Have I Been, who's willing to tell their story, who's willing to give me a free ebook talking about your journey and giving me journal prompts, and so I can work through my stuff as well. So yeah, I just think we have to get back to that. That even goes back to how I look at it with chakras. The bottom three chakras, your root, sacral, and solar plexus, aren't charged up, and you're not charged up to your heart chakra. You can only be in a receiving state versus a giving state, which is, the chakras above the heart chakras that we thrive as human beings and as creators. So yeah, I really hope we can get there as a society, as creators, to really focus on what we can give. That's where we are when we're in those depressive states, when we do wake up mad, to kick it back to Money and her husband. So I hope, I think his name is Rayshawn. I hope he does get that opportunity to heal. That's what it seems like, needs to happen, so he can give back to his family.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. Honestly, though, I think for some people it's difficult to heal in partnership. And, that's not the case for everyone, but it is difficult sometimes. Sometimes you need to be alone, or you need to have that event that becomes the catalyst for your change, and unfortunately, sometimes it takes that for us to get to that space instead of being able to learn from the mistakes of others.
Yeah. I think that's what's been so beautiful about our journey. Being independent, being able to kind of control our schedules and our journey has given us the freedom and the flexibility to heal on our own time without having to have the pressure of a label or, major corporations that we're tied to, so we can be authentic, so we can take the time to heal, so we can take 6 weeks off, while our son is gone, to visit family, to really just sit in ourselves and learn and grow and take the time, the much needed time that a lot of people just don't get. I think we need more of that, and it's never too late, because even in our journeys, these are things that we've been learning in adulthood. We didn't have the privilege of learning these things as young adults or as children. And I really want to encourage people to take up that space and be able to find themselves and take time for themselves when they're past the prime that the world tries to give us, that you have to do this in your 20s or do this in your 30s, and that the people in their late 40s and 50s, 60s and on up can do that as well, and start their journey of reaching their dreams and their goals. And that's a big part of why we started Let There Be Art as well, is to be able to give back to people. They aren't the youngest in the world, and they don't have to be, and that should still be beautiful. That should still be valued. They should still be lovable and wanting to connect with them. And I just don't like the youth obsession that our world has given us.
Yeah, no, I mean, especially for women, I can totally relate to that sentiment about this a lot offline, but there's a pressure to stay young, especially in our industry. The beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry that's constantly playing up the insecurities of women and creating insecurities that shouldn't be there. I can't remember what we were looking at, but one of the people who I think they created Botox, they admitted that this term, the 11 or whatever these lines are that give you expression, that is a thing that you should not like, that we're going to remove it. Like, they had to coin the term for this thing in order to convince women that this is something that they should get in order to sell their products. And yeah, we see it, makeup, beauty, all of those things. Like, they're definitely trying to keep women feeling like they have to not only look young, but just, like you said, be young. And in our industry, feeling like the opinions of, we don't value the process and the beauty and the inevitability of getting old. Like, all of us gonna get old. The alternative is what? Death, and that ain't nobody trying to do that. So we should really embrace the fact that we get older and look at it as a beautiful thing.